Hi guys, it's Dr. Denny over at Four Plaza at Fulshire Veterinary Clinic, and Ashley and I are going to be chatting about what medications are safe for your dog. So she's going to get us started by asking some questions.
Dr. Denny, do I always need to seek the guidance of a veterinarian when giving my dog medicine?
Yes, you do. Because what if you give something that's toxic and creates makes a bigger problem than what you're trying to fix? So please always call and make sure that what you're giving is appropriate for your dog so we don't make a bigger problem.
Can I give aspirin or NSAIDs to my dog?
So, aspirin, if you Google it, you will be able to find that yes, you can give aspirin to your dog. The problem is that aspirin has a very narrow safety margin in dogs and it is toxic in cats. What that means is your dog could have a serious side effect to aspirin or to Tylenol. So we have to remember that dogs are not small humans. Tylenol is not a big deal in most humans. It is a big deal in dogs. So it may make them feel better transiently, but then if your dog gets a bleeding gastric ulcer, even though you followed the dosing, on the label, unfortunately, this would be something that you did to your dog. So I never recommend aspirin because I've simply seen it go so bad. The safety margins are so narrow on the dosing, and some dogs are so sensitive. It's just not worth the risk. There are safer medications out there as anti-inflammatories.
Are there any human medications that are safe for dogs, and what are the doses?
So I'm not going to give doses on a video because it's calculated by weight for your dog. Okay, and if you are trying to figure out like what to give your dog, you should be giving us a call. I think the only one that I would be willing to share right now is a Benadryl dose is a milligram per pound every 8 to 12 hours. That can be used for bee stings or wasp stings. It will not help with snake bites, okay? Giving your dog Benadryl is not going to help them if they've been bitten by a snake. Please don't give it. Please call your veterinarian and get your dog seen. As far as other medications that we commonly use in dogs that can be used in humans, gabapentin is one, trazodone is one. Most of the antibiotics in dogs can be used in humans and vice versa, but our dosing is completely different than theirs. Dogs in veterinary medicine are dosed by weight. Humans, not so much. Humans, it's kind of a one size fits all, depending on how old you are. But as what I would say, I'm not giving out doses over a video. Like this is a conversation that you need to have in an exam room. That way we're making sure that what we're dosing is appropriate for your specific pet.
What are the medications that my veterinarian can prescribe if my dog is in pain?
Anti-inflammatories, pain blockers. There are certain narcotics that we can prescribe and send home. There's a bunch of different modalities. There's some holistic things that we can send home to help. So it's really going to be dependent on the injury. So this is going to be a point where let's go ahead and call and make an appointment so we can pick a medication or a medication regimen that's going to be appropriate for your specific dog.
What is the best way for me to give my dog medication?
So I think the best way, as long as it's labeled to be given with food, is always with food. You can give it with a pill wrap. You need to hide it in something. If your dog has really severe food allergies, you can actually use marshmallows. Just the regular ones. Don't give a jumbo marshmallow to a Yorkie, okay? Like we want to make sure that this is reasonable. So just enough to cover the pill. But marshmallows are hypoallergenic, so it's not going to upset any food allergies. So that's a good one. American cheese. If your dog does not have a sensitive stomach, you can do a little bit of peanut butter or cream cheese or a piece of bread or even canned food. If you're still struggling, we can talk about getting medications compounded or you can give us a call.
Last question. Where can I get medications for my dog?
So you can get them from your veterinarian clinic's office. We do not work directly with outside pharmacies. So if you're wanting to fill it from an outside pharmacy, we can write you a prescription. But once that prescription has left this building, it is no longer our responsibility and we have no involvement. Unfortunately, outside pharmacies make mistakes. They lose prescriptions. They don't always fill correct medications. They don't always make sure, like the bigger online pharmacies are not always storing medications appropriately. That's why their manufacturers don't back their guarantees, because they know that this is a problem. So if you think you found like the newest and bestest, like cheap, like online pharmacy pet meds, probably fell off the back of a truck and is probably been sitting in a 100-degree warehouse, and the medications may not even be what it says it is. So I always recommend, going through your regular veterinarian to get things, or we have our own online pharmacy store where we can guarantee that things are stored appropriately. But it's always best to kind of go through your veterinarian. It's also good to support local business, right? So I hope this helped answer any questions that you might have. If you do have further questions, please feel free to give us a call and we'd be happy to set up a consult. Thanks, guys.